In our town, the annual Christmas pageant was always the same. Same story, same songs, same kids playing the same parts. It was predictable, maybe a little boring, but it was our tradition. And at the heart of it all was Mrs. Armstrong, who ran the pageant with an iron fist, ensuring everything was exactly the same as last year. But this year, everything was about to change. Mrs. Armstrong had an unfortunate accident. She broke her leg and my mum, Grace, was unexpectedly volunteered to take over. She was terrified. How could she possibly fill Mrs. Armstrong's shoes? Little did she know, that was the least of her worries. The real trouble walked in on the first day of rehearsals. The herdmans, all 6 of them. The worst kids in the history of the world. They smoked cigars, cussed, and stole lunches. They'd never even heard the Christmas story before. So when they showed up, demanding all the main roles, everyone froze. Imogen wanted to be Mary. Ralph wanted to be Joseph. Gladys, the smallest and meanest of them all, wanted to be the angel of the Lord. Or, what could my mum do? She gave them the parts. The other kids were horrified. Their parents were furious. Everyone said it would be the worst Christmas pageant ever. Rehearsals were a disaster. The herdmans had questions about everything. Why was Mary having a baby in a barn? Weren't there any doctors? And the wise men, they brought frankincense and myrrh. What were those? Imogen thought they were spies. And when they heard about King Herod wanting to harm the baby, the herdmans were ready to fight him. They just couldn't understand why Joseph and Mary didn't do more to protect their child. They interpreted the story not as a quiet, holy event, but as a real-life emergency. They saw a young, scared couple with no place to go, a baby in danger, and they were angry on their behalf. My mum tried to explain, but the herdmen saw it through their own rough-and-tumble lens. The night of the pageant arrived, and the whole town showed up, expecting a complete catastrophe. The church was packed. Everyone was whispering, waiting for the herdmans to burn the place down. The lights dimmed. The pageant began. And then, something incredible happened. Ralph and Imogen walked down the aisle as Joseph and Mary. They didn't look peaceful and serene. They looked worried, tired and scared, like real refugees. When the shepherds, played by the other herdman boys, saw Gladys as the angel of the Lord, they weren't calm. They were genuinely terrified, cowering like they'd seen a real heavenly being. Gladys didn't just say, "Behold, I bring you tidings of great joy." She yelled it, like it was the most amazing, urgent news in the world. "Hey, unto you a child is born." When the wise men brought their gifts, it wasn't a rehearsed gesture. They gently, almost hesitantly, laid down a ham from their own charity basket. And then came the most unforgettable moment. Imogen, as Mary, held the baby doll. But instead of just holding it, she was patting it, bouncing it gently, her face filled with a fierce, protective wonder. And as the choir sang Silent Night, Imogen Herdman, the toughest girl in town, started to cry. Quietly, real tears. In that moment, she wasn't Imogen Shaw's Mary, a new mother, overwhelmed with love and fear for her child. The entire church was silent, breathless. We weren't watching a play anymore. We were seeing the Christmas story for the very first time, through the eyes of the herdmans. They showed us it wasn't just a pretty story, but a real one, full of struggle, and incredible love. It wasn't the worst Christmas pageant ever. It was the best.